welcome back to our video series on ventilation and infection control. Recently, our facilities manager was explaining the hospital's ventilation policy to a group of clinicians. We just concluded an in-service training on the importance of ventilation to infection control, and a nurse asked, "Do the recommendations for air circulation and ventilation change according to the season?" Our facilities manager shared that the building codes set minimum requirements for filtration, how much outside air must be provided to each space, and how many times per hour the air in each space must be fully replaced. There are codes that hospitals must follow to make sure there is enough fresh air from outside being brought in regularly, and codes that dictate how many times the air has to be replaced in a room every hour. The minimum is 2. Those minimum code requirements do not change based on the season because outside air is still needed and the air must still recirculate. This is important because ventilation plays an important part in infection control. We need a mix of outside air and recirculated air to maintain correct temperature and humidity and to limit the number of germs in a space. However, each hospital has its own policy for ventilation requirements. In certain circumstances, building engineers choose to exceed minimum code requirements. As an example, I learned when we have a surge of patients suspected of an airborne virus, such as varicella or measles, we have a section of the hospital that can convert to 100% outside air and exhaust all the air from those spaces directly outside. Each hospital's ventilation policy is specific to the needs of its space and occupants. Not all hospitals can convert to 100% outside air, but all hospitals should have a ventilation policy that outlines the specifics of their systems. Critical areas, such as operating rooms and airborne infection isolation rooms, are outlined in the ventilation plan and tested and balanced each year. This means these rooms are checked in both cooling mode and heating mode to make sure that the right number of air changes is provided to the space throughout each of the seasons. I didn't realize we had so many strategies for air circulation and ventilation, and how vital they are to controlling infection and keeping us safe. Ask your facilities manager about your hospital's ventilation policy, or collaborate with your facilities department for an in-service training on this topic to learn more.